Swac'N the Fool. That's how we do on Swac'N the Fool.
Serving the news, giving all the tea.
It's real live in this WAC. Acting a fool on Swac'N the Fool. That's how we do on Swac'N the Fool.
Serving the news, giving all the tea.
It's real live in this WAC.
A straight fool, yeah, you know how we act. Real news coming straight from the swag. Every week giving y'all the tea. Yeah, John and G. Tell your peeps tune into the real. Then the news ain't real. Sit back, chillin', let's get cool. It's time to watch that Swac'N the Fool. And we officially here. Another episode, another week. We got J-Max, we got GSPN, we got Al. So grab your shakers, grab your jerseys, grab your towels. Shout out to Delvin the Crazy Man on the track. We got Joe on the track. Hey, Jackson State, Grambling State, Alcorn State, Alabama A&M, Alabama State, Prairie View A&M, Mississippi Valley, Texas, Southern Arkansas, Pine Bluff, Florida A&M, Bethune-Cookman, and don't think I ain't forget. We won't. I say, go. Shout out to the mighty Jaguars, man. We back. Swac'N the Fool. We still swacking and acting. We swacking and we acting, yeah. Man, look. Now for years, y'all been talking about Southern University is a band school. Guess what? We embrace it. Just because your school won't be like our school, you know, y'all wanna have the tunes, y'all wanna be swanging. You know, we kind of the inventors that made this whole HBCU thing big. Yeah, I said it. Man, I got a big time guest today. And he a doctor now. So I gotta make sure I say his name right. In the building today on Swac'N the Fool, we got Dr. Kedric Taylor. Dr. Taylor, Director of Bands at Southern University. What's up, Dr. Taylor? Nice to have
you. Man, it's good to be here, man. How's it going, brother?
It's going good. Now, you know, this I ain't gonna lie, this big for me. Because I grew up around Southern University since 1989 on up. So I didn't saw the progression of all this. You know, I didn't saw the good, the better, and the best.
I like that.
Yeah.
I like that.
So we gonna dive straight in. Tell us how you got here.
How I got to where? Louisiana.
So where you at right now?
Oh man, it's been a journey, man. You know, most people everybody know the glory, but they never know the story. You know, I've been doing this since high school. I haven't just started doing this. I've been directing the band. I wrote my first song as a junior in high school. And you know, my brother came to Southern University as a junior. He wrote "Talking Out the Side of Your Neck." You know,
so talking out the side of your neck. That's your bloodline started there.
Oh yeah, my brother.
Okay. Dr. Taylor, we done lost. Now I be clowning G-Bot all Wi-Fi now. I don't know. I know Southern ain't done messed up on the Wi-Fi. Well, look, I'm gonna hold it down. I'm gonna make a brave prediction. SU gonna be in the SWAC championship. The SWAC championship will be held in Baton Rouge, Louisiana. So make sure you come across that hump. Make sure you got your wings ready. Make sure you got the ball meat ready. Say what you want. And based on the football, we're gonna talk about that football right quick. Oh, here we go, Dr. Taylor. He back. There we go, Doc.
Yeah.
I was about to get to talking that noise, Doc. You know, I don't stop. What you say, Doc? Yeah, so finish telling me about your brother and how you got started in this journey.
Yeah. So my brother wrote "Talking Outside Your Neck" as a junior, and he rewrote it as a senior. And so, you know, just hearing Southern University band growing up as a kid, man, my sister went to Jackson State in the early 90s.
Okay.
So when my brother went to Southern, we always saw Southern, but it was always entertaining. As a kid growing up, watching Southern University Band and Jackson State and all the other groups, Southern always stood out. The uniformity, the style, like it just was distinct. And as a kid, you watching groups and you looking at for be entertained. So Southern always was.
And I can say, there we go. Here we go.
We always, try to make sure that we pay attention to details. Like, I think that's the most important thing about any organization, the attention to detail. And so the more I looked at Southern Band, the more I wanted to be in it. So I got the opportunity to march in the band here at Southern University. And the rest was history. I did 4 years in the band, started teaching directly after Jackson School Complex in Jackson, Louisiana. I started at Baker in 08, and then I was at Southern in 14 as assistant, and moved to associate, and I moved to director band.
Man, you know what's crazy? Really what happened was you saw your sister go to Jackson State, you came to your senses, and you realized that ain't it. That's what happened. We just gonna tell the truth. You said that ain't it. I gotta go put on that blue and gold. I'm gonna say it for you. We already know what happened. We know what happened. Now I'm gonna tell you something crazy. I remember when you was at Baker, and when I say you must have ran that what's that Cash Money song? You ran that Cash Money song feel like all game long. What song that is? What song that is? I tell you what I'm thinking.
400 Degrees.
Yeah, man. I was at Redemptress at the time. I was at Redemptress.
Oh, okay.
I say, man, if they gonna ever stop playing, and us at that type of school, we wasn't used to seeing a real band. So that really took us. I want to say y'all beat us on we missed a field goal, y'all playoffs, but that's because we was so we dancing and everything, so we could definitely see the trajectory. When you got the job, I'm gonna be honest with you, I wasn't even shocked. I felt like it was deserved. I feel like,
man, I appreciate that. I appreciate that.
So for the people that don't know about Southern, what separates y'all from everyone else? What separates Southern University from every other band, HBCU, WAC wise, even Ohio State? Because the other people be wanting to say Ohio State, and I'd be like, you ain't seen nothing until you seen that jukebox. What separates us from everybody?
I would say what separates Southern University from everybody else is definitely the innovation, the creativity, the showmanship, the musicianship. Like, we play songs that nobody probably would even attempt to play in a marching band, and we expand the musicians' horizon, like the range, just different things that most bands would play it safe, just to sound good. We push the envelope. Yeah. As it relates to entertainment, there's not one other band that you can sit there and say that people don't go to the concession stands to go and get them some popcorn and hot dogs and everything else. Mm-hmm. When you see Southern University band, I don't care what audience it is, you're gonna stay and watch. But it's definitely the attention to detail in the group. Dr. Griggs, he had a plan many years ago, and that plan just continually moving because he had a blueprint that, a lot of people don't really realize that it was an art to everything that we do. A lot of people see us do things and they try to imitate it, but they don't even know why we do it. Like, there's a word out right now that Mr. Jackson made up called crank. Most people think that's a volume or whatever, but crank was something that we do. It's just like a football coach said, we're going to tear their heads off or rip their head off. So in band terms, it was crank, mean we're going to do what it is that we practice all week. And so we just used it just to get hyped, to get excited, get the crowd going.
What you're telling me is when I hear Crank Fest and all this word crank, and around this band culture and community, that started on the bluff.
It started with Mr. Lawrence Jackson.
Boy. Now, Taylor, I'm gonna be everywhere right now. I'll be everywhere. That's the way my conversations work. So speaking of Mr. Jackson, I never realized how much the band directors love football. I'm always at Southern University practices, and I see Mr. Jackson in the stands. And I say, Mr. Jackson, what you doing out here? Man, I just love some stuff. I watch the football. You know how he talk. He always excited to is it something that y'all go and y'all when y'all kind of feel the vibe of the team. This is the direction. Are y'all kind of hand in hand with that? How does that work?
Man, so when it comes to bands, it's stuff like a sport. We train hard, man. I don't know if you ever just came and watched us practice, but the students have to be really fit. They have to be physically fit. We do push-ups, we do sit-ups, we march up and down the field. It's not for the weak. If you notice, a lot of students will quit because they're not conditioned for that type of training. But you got to be trained to put that wool uniform on and sit in that heat, a lot of people don't realize it, but that uniform heavy. Like it's made of straight wool, and it's 2 layers to the top part of it. So we train hard, man. So it's like a sport. When you see bands, it's almost like a competition in the stands.
Right.
And I know a lot of times people are like, man, the band ain't paying attention to the game. Man, it's almost like how they seen what's that cheerleader movie called?
Bring it on.
Yeah, Bring It On.
Yeah.
That is. It's the same thing, man. Like it's bands battling. Like you prepare all week. A lot of people like, why the band ain't playing? It's because they won't let us play. You think we practice all those songs during the week and to come to the game not to play? So when you see bands at games, man, they really there to have fun too. It's about the competitive edge. Like who gonna bring the best song? Who gonna have the best arrangement of the song? Of course, everybody gonna wait for Southern to have that power, the wilder crowd, and other bands try to imitate that. So it's definitely a lot of factors that go into it.
It's like with Southern, I feel like it's almost like the perfect boxer, right? I feel like we got the southpaw, or we could switch it up. We could hit you with the power, or we could come finesse you if you want to. It just however you want it, we give it to you. The beauty about
that's why we the jukebox.
Yeah. Look, I know we got
exactly
a big.
Why we the jukebox.
Share something. A lot of people don't know how big it is. And apologize to the young lady right here, because last time we went out here to Alabama, we made this young lady cry, and she was real defeated in her band. See, now Alabama State, they on the clock, and then we got Jackson the following week, right? But we made this young lady cry. I want to show you something. You just give me your opinion on this. We got to make sure that we apply to this young lady right here. So if you look down there, they got this young lady. So Alabama State, will we be putting this on their face again, Doc? This year, I know it was a little tough last time we went out there. What we got in store for them? And I'm gonna say this too. How do you go about determining the selections for games, right? Because we got Alabama State, and then we got Jackson State that following. So do you and with the record that type of stuff, how do you go about determining what you're gonna play that week and the following week?
Well, we don't take nobody lightly as it relates to competition. We know we are everybody's Super Bowl as it relates to band. We might not be your favorite band, but we definitely the most talked about and watched band out there. So we just want to be better than our last performance. And we know if we outdo our last performance, ain't nobody going to come close, right? So that's the pressure we carry with us about just being better than our last performance, and it sounds arrogant to other people because we don't worry about other bands, which we really don't. It's kind of like a coach that say, hey, I'm going to give you the play to do. If you execute it, they won't stop you. So it's kind of like same with the bands.
So it's not like certain selections that you say, okay, we know next week we're going to, let's say in football, I know next week that this team right here can't stop the pass. So I ain't going to really show too much of my routes. Is it kind of like a versus battle back in the day? Is it like that? Like, okay, hold off on this because we know we got this band coming to town next week and we're going to hit them with all this right here.
Know thy opponent. Know thy opponent. You study everybody's program and you know what they're capable of. You know what they've done in the past. And nowadays, people put so many clips out, you could just go and click on YouTube and you find out all the kind of things on there. But I would definitely say when you're preparing for schools, I mean, you just know the ceiling of musicians you have. And we got the best staff in the country, right?
Right.
Nobody out arranging this staff. Like when you hear other bands play songs, it take you a minute to recognize what it is. When the jukebox start a song, you automatically know what it is, and the crowd just get up. You know, it's like being able to bring those songs to life. I don't know if anybody can do that like the jukebox. You know, somebody was watching us practice, and they was like, "Man, I just felt it," and that's what band's supposed to do. The band's supposed to make you feel it. It's up you performing. When you go to a concert, whoever your favorite artist is, they performing, and if you don't feel what they dishing out, then they're not doing their job. So as an entertainer and as the pep squad at the games, we want to make sure that we make the audience feel what it is we trying to persuade through these songs. And that's what we do.
I understand totally. I love how we go to people trap and take over their trap. Like I just showed you how we took over Alabama State, and you know Jackson State. We always take
that was
over.
In 15.
Yeah,
that was 15. We played the Hills.
I remember. And then you know we went over here and we took over their trap down. This is one of my favorites. One of my favorites right here. This by far one of my favorites. That one right there, one of my favorites right there. To see his face, and the thing about it is, everybody's face was like that. Oh, it ain't show. It's not showing on the screen. But look, hold on. I gotta show it to you. It's showing to you now. You can see it, Dr. Taylor.
Let me see.
If it ain't, don't worry about it. If it ain't, don't worry about it. That was that Jackson game where old boy thought he was cheering, and y'all, what that was, my. Y'all played that my. My boy said, I say, oh, it's over with now. We just go to these places, and like you always say, you know, when you can feel that music, I don't care what, you just can't deny good music. And I know you're on the preparation, but what really, not what really goes in, but what's the preparation to learn so many songs to perform them as close to perfection as possible?
Man, one of the things that we do is we work on the fundamentals. We stick to the fundamentals. I know a lot of people don't realize it, but that's with anything that you do. You could tell a well-disciplined program. We always say the best programs are the most disciplined, and that's self-discipline.
What's the fundamentals for the people that don't know, Dr. Taylor?
Well, that's just like the characteristic sound of the horn. It's kind of like getting everybody to have a good tone on their instrument, you know, knowing all their scales to be able to play all the music that we play, not being one-dimensional, being able to play with different styles. We can switch it up to jazz. We can switch it up to gospel. So the way we prepare scales that deal with those type of styles of music in those genres. So we beat those fundamentals in them so much, you know. So when we do play different songs, the students know what style to play, and it don't make it hard to adjust because automatically they know the style in which we are requesting. Like if it's a march, I always use this ba, and then they automatically know what it is. Like I was Willy Wonka in the Chocolate Factory, so they give me that type of style. You know, so it's just basically teaching those students the basic fundamentals of playing their instrument, like all the characteristics. So the layup line for basketball, you know, those type of things. So when you're in the game, you know you ain't gonna miss that layup because you did it in the drills.
Gotcha. Yeah, I remember I used to be over there on them avenues back in the day, and I hear y'all practicing. I was like, man, I'm about to go on campus. That's what I'm about to do. I'm about to go chill and watch the band as a young kid. So a lot of people might want to know what's the significance of having one drum major, and do you plan on having thinking in the long term? Do you ever see us with 2 or 3 drum majors? What's the significance of having that one, and do you see us having 2 or 3 at any point in time?
Well, for us, we have a different mindset. When you think about drum majors, you think about the military. You only got one leader of the troops. You don't have multiple leaders. You got to have one chief.
Right.
Right. So we got one chief and one guy in charge of the field who takes control of the field, and all the troops come behind them ready to go to war. So that's our mindset. It don't take more than one drum major to tell a group of troops, where to go and how to lead. So that's the mindset behind having one drum major.
And I could tell, I want you to speak after I say, I could tell you come from the Isaac Greggs cloth, because I know Dr. Isaac Greggs was so like military precise, because y'all come in saying no laughing, no smiling, no nothing. And it wasn't nothing. It was like y'all was really going to war. So could you speak on the influence of how Dr. Greggs had back then and how it still carries on today?
Man, one of the things that made Southern University Band unique is the principles that Dr. Greggs brought to the band with the military style. Even now, the way we look, we got voted the best dressed band. That's based off the military. You don't find anybody more clean cut than the military. So if you look at our uniforms, it's based off the military, and it's clean cut. You don't have all these designs on there. You just got that S on your chest. You don't need no rivers and waters and sunshines and all that on your stuff, because that's not clean. We look clean when you see the Southern University staff. Everybody clean cut. You got a solid tie. It just look good. And when you think about the military, you think about intimidation. You think about the Army. When you see that jukebox, you think about the Army coming through and everything just ceased. And I just kept that mentality even when I went to my high school. And we go to different competitions and all the bands, they'll do all kind of stuff. And then when my students sound off together as one, sounded like an army, everybody just stop and look. And it's like, what they about to do, And that's how it is. It's a element of surprise. It's a shock. So when you look at the band and see how clean cut it is, that's come from Dr. Isaac Greggs' mentality. And it makes us who we are. It makes us disciplined. It makes us, stay strong-minded and not weak-minded. Because life will beat you up if you allow it. But Doc taught us to be soldiers and continue to go and push through. And he always had this slogan, it's going to be all right.
It's going to be all right. So Creole King wants to know, who's the Southern University for the upcoming season?
Who's the Southern University drum major?
Yeah.
We got the same drum major from last year.
Gotcha.
Nataj the Mirage.
The Mirage.
From New Iberia, Louisiana.
There we go. I want to ask you, what's your top 5 arrangements of all time?
Woo. Top 5 arrangements of all time.
Of all time. And the thing, and I even want you to believe, one time I noticed I came up there to Southern for something. Man, you do your thing with that orchestra band too. You running a tight race with that orchestra band. Because y'all do y'all thing. I was thoroughly impressed. It felt like I was at Broadway or some goddamn, at a symphony or something.
Right. Yeah, that's what I was telling you. We got some musicians, man. One of the things I will say, we try to prepare our students that when they leave Southern University, if they wanted to go play professionally on a stage, that they know what it takes, that they are ready and they prepared. And that's one of the things I will say that we do. So when you do hear them, we won't just play loud. A lot of people think, oh, Southern man just play loud. No, indeed. We're going to outplay you. If you don't hear all those runs we playing, like last year we played Tomorrow, runs were so clean. It takes a lot of musicians to play that stuff. Even He Loves Me. We play some Earth, Wind, and Fire, like Magic Mind. Man, we got so many songs that I couldn't pick 5. Gotcha. Because it's so many of them. We played one song called Superstar. We played it in Atlanta last year. Roy Johnson wrote it. Man, the thing's it's so nice. It'll melt you. It'll make you like, whoa. And it sounds like words coming out of the instrument. It's that's how deep it is, Yeah. And it gets real, man. It gets real. Which is why when other bands come in Mumford Stadium trying to be Southern, they mess themselves up.
Gotcha. Man, I really
You gotta have
appreciate
your own identity.
for bumping that, bringing that womp out of Jaguars back too.
Yeah, most definitely.
Yeah, that one right there. Look, when y'all played it, I sat up there like I was at church or something. I almost shed a tear. Because see, one thing about that song right there, not to get all personal and stuff, but man, my grandfather used to like that song. That was his song. When I tell you, he an old mighty jag, kind of like y'all did at Baker with that song. I promise he might have did that for like 4 quarters straight. 4 quarters straight. That and let's say the football team was losing. I remember that what that is. It ain't over till it's over.
Right.
And we'll somehow make some type of comeback every time that song came on. You got any other spirit arrangements you bringing back this year? I could get a sneak peek on that.
Man, we trying to bring everything back. We want the whole crowd to see that Dog Day D, because what I've been seeing, that defense is gonna be tenacious.
Look, you right. I was telling Kedric yesterday. I said, man, we better have somebody in the ready, because this is a defense. They gonna be hurting some people out there. But yeah, we definitely gotta.
I definitely wouldn't want to be wide receiver.
Right. Oh
man, them boys hitting.
Definitely, Dr. Taylor. I gotta bring somebody in, Dr. Taylor. I gotta bring somebody in. Oh Lord, I should have known. Hold up, Dr. Taylor. Hold up. That's my boy GSP. Oh man, I should have known.
Listen. I got a question and I got a statement. Okay, I'm gonna start with the statement. Okay. You talked about your time at Baker High School, right? Well, I'm a Glen Oaks High School graduate. Okay, I'm a Glen Oaks High School graduate.
You messed up twice.
So coming up, our band, Glen Oaks. I feel like we had the best band in the city until around about 2008. Things started changing. I remember being at a football game, and I'm talking noise. And you came in with that smoke, and I was like, I still to this day ain't forgive you for how you did us that night. I still ain't forgave you for how you did my Panthers that night. I ain't forgave you. But to my question, I want to ask you about this new HBCU national championship in Atlanta. And what do you think that's going to bring to the SWAC culture altogether?
Well, when they first talked about it, and I hope nobody take this as being arrogant, man, because we never want to sound arrogant. But when you look at the top HBCU bands, we've been on every major platform there is out there. It's a great thing to bring more notoriety to the HBCU culture, to let people know that there are more HBCUs out there. But I think it's going to be amazing if we can get the format right, because like I told them, I was like, it won't be fair for a band like Southern that got to go to every game based on a band that might just go to their home games.
Yeah.
And you only judge them on those few things that they do versus we got to go to 10, 11 games and you can only pick 3 shows that they going to judge on. To me, like I told them, I was like, it wouldn't be fair. And it's not fair to say we're going to judge Florida A&M on dancers, but they don't have dancers. You can't judge Southern on having flags because Southern don't have flags. So when it's a slippery slope, and when you think about it, bringing all these bands together and putting D2 bands up against SWAC bands and MEAC bands that, have way, way more people in them. Like, how do you assess it? So I definitely think it's a great thing, though, because, the way they explained it, that whoever the top 4 is, they're going to go to Atlanta and, perform right before the game on that Friday, and you win a lot of money. But still, what bands that don't make it, what if your school in the actual game, So now what you do? You're going to do that same thing twice because you're only limited on time. So then it's like really, really close to the holidays. Students going to be burned out by the end, man. They be ready to go home because we out of school pretty much when Thanksgiving in. Most people not in school no more, but we still rolling, for the Bayou Classic. We have the last game. So I will say it's a great thing if we can get it together and it really bring everyone together. But, man, the internet's so cruel these days, man. Everybody going to think they band should have been there, like, regardless.
Yeah.
Because everybody used to the way they do things. And, quite naturally, you're gonna say your band's supposed to be there, and you know, it's based on a panel of judges, retired guys, and let's be honest. In public, everybody hates Southern. I don't know what it is, but you know, in private, they might like Southern band a little more or have an appreciation. But it's gonna be a slippery slope. I'm built for it. I love a challenge. You know, I like it. I don't know. It just gets you going, man. It make it more entertaining and fun. So we never had a judge competition. It's always like they call it ballad band and then be a showcase. You just do what you do and then you leave. So I think it'll be a good thing for the culture for sure.
Thank you for taking my question. I'm gonna get off here. I just wanted to pop in and ask my little questions, but I do have a surprise for you. I do thank you for coming on. This big for us is our first time having a director of bands on the show. So since you blessed us with that, I'm gonna do you a favor. I'm gonna call Dr. Martin. I'm gonna tell SOD to take it easy on you this year. That's what I'm gonna do for you for coming on the show. That's what I'm gonna do.
All right, G.
Appreciate it.
This dude crazy.
You know, we birthed a lot of bands. Just like they say Lil Wayne birthed the whole hip hop generation. We birthed a lot of bands. So, you know, it's like up to us. You know, we sitting up high. We don't hear it all. You know, shout out. I ain't gonna lie, Dr. Taylor. I gotta keep it real with you. We went out there and you let the soul blow on us in Dallas. The soul out there in Dallas.
Who was that?
The Lakers Soul. Texas Southern.
Oh, you said they blew on us in Dallas?
Yeah, I was like, what we gonna do? Even though it was hot now, it was hot. That was a hot game. But I knew he was coming with something because you know we the big dogs. And what it is when you got your big brother up there, you got to try to do whatever it takes to impress you. So you know, I understood what. Yeah, we even got to do. We ain't even got to do. Dr. Taylor,
I mean, there's levels to it, man.
There's levels to it.
It's definitely levels.
Yeah,
but I'm like that little kid that you know they got a big brother, a little sister, and you know you might get hit, and then your parents tell you to leave that boy alone.
Yeah.
So soon as your mom leave, you like, come on now, I'm gonna get you now.
Okay.
That's kind of the same
Dr.
situation.
Taylor.
You don't forget.
Yeah, talk that. Okay, they gotta come to Mumford. That's all I heard out of all that. You gotta come back. You gotta come to Mumford, and Mama gone now. Yeah, talk that. What can we
Hey man, it's good.
What can we expect this year?
Man, once we get all our students back and going, man, I think we're gonna be really gonna really have a great program this year. We've been in camp. A lot of the students came back, you know, they locked in, they ready because, you know, got a little battle of bands next week where they're going to have a lot of bands in Houston. And the students are excited. But, man, we had a really, really great time with the freshmen, man. They came in. We recruited some really nice freshmen. They humble. You know, they play well. They discipline. So, I mean, we definitely excited about the class that we brought in. And you can't say enough about the students that you brought back.
Right.
These students that we brought back, man, they buying in, or they leading by example. My section leaders, man, they phenomenal, you know. And we got some people that's coming in that's really like working, you know. But I love it because it's creating a culture that's conducive to all to survive. So it's really exciting. Like I can rest assure you, I can take our freshman class right now and we could really do some damage. Like, you know, we could do some stuff. That's how much confidence I have in the freshman class. So I think they're gonna add a lot to our program this year. You'll be able to see the difference. You'll be able to hear the difference. The band's definitely sharp. They're on point right now. So if we can keep that going, I think the sky's the limit, man. We are excited about it.
Gotcha. I got 3 more questions. I'm gonna let you go, Dr. Taylor. Johnny Johnson asked about new uniforms. Now it's been a rumor. Can we get a little insight on that?
I'm gonna hey, y'all throw me a little financial aid my way. I'm gonna give you a little playlist.
Well, I got 3 more. So and I talked to someone who was in the band before, and he said, what can the alumni do more of, and what would you like them to kind of scale back on? What'd you say, Dr. Taylor?
No, I was just making sure you can hear me. Oh, well, for the new uniforms, I think everybody got it twisted up. When I said we were gonna get a lighter suit, I was speaking of like material. It'll be the same quality, but it'll be a lighter material. Like it won't be as heavy wool. It'll be a more breathable suit. So one of the things that I think they took that and ran with it in the Advocate, but it wasn't that we changing the uniform, man. I like the way our uniform look. I wouldn't want to change it because the look of the uniform is very unique. And we don't want to be like other bands that go and changing up the style in which, our uniform look. Because, one of the things that make the Southern University Human Jukebox the Southern University Human Jukebox is the unique way we wear our uniform. Everybody that patterned their uniforms after us, why would you change it? You trademark that, so why go and try to reinvent the wheel? But we definitely looking to do some nice stuff to it, though.
Gotcha. And so all across, even with I mentioned Ohio State. When you look at the band community, it seems like the numbers are trending down. What y'all do different band? So different bands seem like great for Southern University. What do you do to get them and keep them in?
I think you broke out. You said, what do we do to recruit?
Yeah, get them in and keep them in, because in the band culture, and even like I said, Ohio State, just everywhere, it's kind of trending down when you look at musicianship and musicians. What are y'all doing to keep these people and these students and bring them in? Because I feel like our numbers have been a gradual, up. I don't think we've ever down. I could be wrong, but what are we doing?
As of late, we've retained more students than normal. If you look at the graduation rate for HBCUs, it's really bad. And I don't know, I love people, and I take pride in if I'm gonna go recruit a student, I'm not gonna just recruit them to play in the band and send them on their way. We pour into our students here at Southern University. We don't just recruit them and all right, just go on about your business. Like, we actually want to make sure that they graduate. We emphasize going to class. We emphasize, hey, if you have mental health problems, we definitely here for you, and we're going to get you some help because mental health is serious these days. I don't think a lot of people taking it as serious as it really is, but you got professional athletes saying, man, I just can't handle it because life is hard. I think social media has given a new avenue and a platform that we weren't ready for because we didn't have that much access to, different things in the world. So I will say that social media has.
They blowing my boy up. I think I'm past my time. They blowing my boy up.
You can hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, but I will say social media has changed that a lot. So for us, man, we're working on building relationships with the students. I know every student in the band name. I know them. I know where they from. We build relationships with them and a rapport, and that goes. And they tell people at their school, like, hey, man, they really care about us. They really want to see us be successful. And when we go out to recruit, the brand itself, like Dr. Griggs used to say, I don't have to recruit. They coming to me. So we do go out and recruit, and we just go out and get great musicians and people that fit our system, people that really want to, play at the next level. So I think that has helped us over the years gain more and more students, and especially like the platforms we on. The only band that ever done a halftime show on the Lakers court. Name another band that played on the court. You can't. Right. Like, how many bands out here doing videos with Lizzo, PJ Morton, the Jonas Brothers. I mean, the list goes on, so the band speaks for itself. And we turn down things because a lot of people don't have the money to pay. Like, you can't stick a quarter in the jukebox, man. No, these students' time is valuable now. It costs more money to get this band to play and do different engagements. Like, the days of just feeding the band is over. Like, you can't do that. That's old school. Like,
Yeah.
we gonna feed you if you come. No, man, we can feed ourselves. Like, you know, you gotta pour into the students. And I think that's one of the things that people that want the band to come, like, we do little city stuff. We do a lot of community service. So I think people think that if you see the band too much, then the brand itself is not gonna be as great. What made people want to really see Southern University Band was Doc wasn't doing all these events. We didn't do all these ballad bands. We didn't do all these different things. And so when you saw Southern Band, it was like seeing a celebrity, because it wasn't often that you saw the band. So you got to really make sure you take care of that brand as well. And students see that, you know. So I think that's what helped us with our brand. Our social media, you can see everything we're doing, and we're reaching out to the students. We're not just, you know, here going playing their games. Like, we packing our stadiums with just the bands itself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely. But I tell you, I know you know, I think we went past our time off the imitated level duplicated. I know you're a busy man, and I really thank you, because I know you're getting it in, and you got a lot that's going on. You got anything for that you're already working on for the 50th annual Southern University Invitational showcase? The showcase that we have coming up.
You said the 50th Bayou Classic?
Yeah, you know, the Southern University Showcase. That's what I call it, because, you know, everybody let us see us. So anything planned for the 50th?
Man, they got a lot of things. We've been meeting for the past month, man. So I will say it's some stuff brewing. I can't really say right now. There's nothing that has already been, you know, saying this is set in stone. But I will say that we got some stuff brewing, and I think the people, if you haven't gotten your tickets, you definitely want to get your tickets. You don't want to miss this year. It's going to be one to remember.
Definitely. Well, again, if you need an MC for the Battle Bands, let me know. Human Jukebox.
I got you.
Four things. Casey and JoJo, tell me it's real.
You don't have to hear that guy from.
Who you got? What you say, Dr. Taylor?
Oh, no, I was saying that way we won't have to hear that announcer from Grambling say, and Grambling.
Four special requests, like I'm calling in the video right now. JoJo, tell me it's real. Janet Jackson, I Get Lonely. Rebirth, Feel Like Funkin' Up. And A Pocket Way. That's just my four. A Pocket Way. Yeah, that's just my four right there. But I appreciate it again. Give us all y'all handles, Dr. Taylor, y'all handles, so that we could get y'all social media connected.
All our social media platforms is SU_Human Jukebox.
Definitely.
Well, on all of them, all the SU_Human Jukebox, and you can find us, man. Definitely follow us. Everything that we're doing is on there. All of our events, all our pictures and videos, everything's on our website.
Definitely. Well, like I said, I appreciate it every time. You know, I'm gonna see you again. Matter of fact, if you're in Baton Rouge, make sure y'all come out to Fan Day, so you could get it. We gonna get a little sneak peek, right, at Fan.
Oh yeah, most definitely.
Okay, so if you're in Baton Rouge, surrounding areas, make sure you come to Fan Day. I appreciate it. Nothing but love, Dr. Taylor. And real.
Thank you so much. All right, have a good one.
You too.